Hello everyone and welcome to a new video interview for Jogonet Gaming News. Today we are joined by Tiffany Sadler, Director of Marketing at SUZOHAPP. Tiffany will be sharing with us some insights on her work at SUZOHAPP, the company's plans for the sports betting sector, and more today. First of all, Tiffany, thank you so much for joining us today for this interview.
Thank you for having me.
First of all, what I would like to ask you is if you could provide us a brief overview of your work as Director of Marketing for SUZOHAPP. I understand you have been working for the company for a few years now. What I would like to ask you in specific is, what are some of the keys to communicating the company's products, which might be complex on a technical level, in an effective and easy to understand way?
Absolutely. So I am the Director of Marketing, but that essentially means that I'm currently the head of marketing, product, and engineering. So I look at all of our products from R&D and engineering all the way through marketing and campaigns and our go-to-market strategy. And really, I think for us, the key with complicated products, because we are such a niche product within the industry, we're a niche market, only focusing on hardware. It's important for us to communicate to our customers the value of our products. And for us, that really comes back to what our customers are trying to achieve. So rather than inundate our customers with the technical aspects or trying to get them to understand something very quickly, it's more important for us to show them that we align with their values, we align with their goals, and we have the products to do that. So keeping messages simple and showing that they align with those values and goals.
What are the strategies like when SUZOHAPP expands into new verticals, such as sports betting, lottery, or new jurisdictions? And how do you make sure that partners, stakeholders are educated on the company's latest offerings?
Yeah, so the industry and SUZOHAPP has seen the emergence of multiple new verticals quite a bit actually over the past few years. And really we have I would call it a multi-pronged approach. So the first piece is obviously research, making sure that we know what the customers and the end users need in the vertical, making sure we know what operators, what the manufacturers, what their needs are, understanding as much as we possibly can about the entire life cycle of a market, really from each little component that is a part of it. And then we take our gaming knowledge, because our team has been in the gaming industry for many, many years, and SUZOHAPP has been in the industry for over 30 years. And we look at how the industries can meld together and how we can translate that expertise that we have in gaming to best practices and thought leadership that would apply for a new vertical. So something like sports betting, for example, really has a lot of the same elements as traditional gaming, especially when you're looking at the retail side of it. So we look at how can we approach something like sports betting with a gaming mentality and taking those best practices and learnings from over years of experience in the gaming industry and apply that to a new industry and help those newcomers in the industry really sort of skip the difficult learnings and elements to really make the industry successful at a faster pace. In terms of getting our customers aware of our products and making sure that they know what's coming down the pipeline, for us, it's about presence. And really education. So we're constantly looking at how we can help educate our customer base and the end user, either through editorials, through panels, at certain events, especially at trade shows. We participate in about 15 trade shows globally on an annual basis. And then our social media channels and outreach through trade publications. So we do a lot of participation across the industry in every single way to really help educate our customers.
Well, as you are mentioning, events are an important part of communicating the company's projects, plans, and so on. And well, in fact, last month we had the SBC North America Summit. Uh, how important are events like this for the company, and what are some of the key goals SUZOHAPP has in mind when participating in an event? And are there any new shows in the horizon for the team?
Yeah, absolutely. So for us, events are extremely important, given that we are a hardware company at heart. Our customers want to be able to touch our products. They want to be able to see and look and feel how our products are going to work, how it's going to interact, what sort of size is it, what does it look like, what does it feel like, how heavy is it? There are certain things that really just can't be translated with an online photograph, even with a video, that when we're given the opportunity to showcase our products at trade shows, it has such a bigger impact. So trade shows and that ability to showcase our product live for a wide audience, as a lot of these shows have attendees that are from a global footprint, really are super important for us being able to translate those nuances of products into something that's visual and physical. As you mentioned, we did just participate in SBC's North American Summit. It looks like there's going to be some changes over the next few years with locations of key events such as ICE, SBC, and otherwise, and SUZOHAPP will be there. We're very excited for our next show at G2E, and we will be bringing new product to the show, and we're very excited for that launch.
Well, now moving our attention to, let's say, some trends in the gambling sector. While we are hearing a lot about online sports betting in North America, which is now a very big topic, SUZOHAPP is a firm believer that retail plays a key role in helping evolve the industry. Can you provide us some insights on the role retail is called to play and SUZOHAPP's position to serve this segment in a specific?
Absolutely. So we saw during the pandemic that the industry of sports betting in the US sort of evolved in an opposite way to how it did in Europe. So in Europe, I would say it was a retail sports betting first, and then really a lot of growth happened online over time and as a result of the pandemic. Because sports betting emerged in the US and was legalized in multiple jurisdictions in the US during the pandemic, it almost had a flip approach. But as such, real opportunity for growth within the industry now that most jurisdictions that potentially will open have already opened. The way to grow those markets is to invest and really look at how to create an immersive, enhancing experience in retail. People want to be back in social atmospheres. When you think of the best time to place a sports bet, it's really centered around watching a game. And you want to watch a game in a social atmosphere with your friends, with other people. You want to cheer for your team with other people that are cheering for your team. So it's inherently social, and that requires a retail supported environment. So we believe that by having the right products in the right avenues, so in places where people can watch the game and perhaps even take advantage of things like in-play betting, there's a huge opportunity for market growth. In Europe, for example, roughly 75% of sports bets are done for in-play betting rather than preemptively ahead of the game. In the US, that's the opposite. So that plethora of betting potential has so much growth opportunity and opportunity for additional revenue for the US.
Well, these discussions surrounding sports betting come as we are now entering more than 5 years since the door was opened for the legalization on a state-by-state basis on the United States for sports betting. Uh, you have mentioned a few important topics about this, but all in all, what's your take on how the U.S. market has developed so far, where we standing now, and following the first few years dominated by speed to market, uh, which new challenges and opportunities do you see ahead in the future? Besides the potential of retail sports betting, I'm thinking of engaging the new generations, new technologies. It's a quite long question, but yes.
Yeah, no, I think there's a lot of potential. So there's the US, I think, because when we look at the US market, it's very fragmented. You have jurisdictions that are led by tribal entities. You have jurisdictions that are led by government entities. It's such a dynamic market, and almost somewhat volatile in that it can change from state to state very drastically. And I think when we entered this market, and by we I mean when the U.S. entered sports betting as an industry, the speed to market was essential. And I think it was approached with how quickly and who can get there first, because having that first player advantage was huge. Now I think we're starting to get to what I would call the first turn, where perhaps players are, and players, by players I mean operators, platforms are evaluating, okay, what's our next step? How do we evolve? What's our version 2 for any sort of jurisdiction? And I think that is a more focused approach. It will be a more careful and intentional approach rather than simply just trying to be the first one in. So I think we'll see a lot of evolution in the customer experience. Whether that includes more micro betting, whether that includes more specific event tailored localization. There's been a lot of new developments that we've seen show after show, but how those pieces get integrated into sort of the mass market sports betting has yet to develop. So I think there's a lot of opportunity for that user experience and growth, and really just making it a solid and consistent experience across the board. And with that comes retail. So we're excited for that next iteration and step in the evolution of sports betting. And we think that retail has a big part in it.
Great. Well, for our last question, with the end of June, we are waving goodbye to the first half of the year. What are some highlights of the year so far for SUZOHAPP, and any new project or plan for the upcoming 6-month period that you could highlight for us?
Yeah, so I would say the highlight of what we've had this far was we had a phenomenal ice that really kicked our year off strong. We had a new design for our booth. We launched quite a few new products. We launched our SUZOHAPP Marketplace, which we offer to operators and OEMs in the industry that are looking to offload their overstocked products to other industry players through us. So we're able to facilitate a sale that maybe they wouldn't be able to. And so for operators or manufacturers that have that overstocked product, we can really be a helpful source to help keep their costs low, or mitigate costs of things that they've already purchased by transferring that cost onwards. As we look towards the second half of the year, looking at G2E, we have a few new partnerships that we're launching and we're very excited about. And we have new products that are going with them. So be sure to stay tuned and come visit us at G2E, as there'll be a lot to see at the SUZOHAPP booth.
Yes, no doubt we will stay in tune and see you at G2E. Tiffany, again, thank you so much for joining us today.
My pleasure. Thank you.